Oof. All right. Seems to be good. Let's make sure and check. Looks good. Looks good. I think we're actually up and running. Let me get my playback up. What's up, Jacob? What's up, Nathan? Just gonna do an audio check real quick. Everything sound good? Actually, it does sound pretty good. Sounds crisp, as they say. I don't really know where to put this. Yeah. Week 1 was probably the weirdest week I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good. I had a wild week. I guess I can immediately start with what the hell happened to my computer. I like hip checked my fucking desk and it just went flying off the fucking I'm talking like I kind of hard hip checked it, you know. It was kind of like an accidental, like I like turned hard into my desk and like it just sent the fucking thing flying. And then so the computer smacks off into the ground and I'm like, all right, I hope nothing broke, right? I was like, all right, maybe it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was a pretty loud noise. The glass broke, the little glass thing kind of broke on it. I was like, uh-oh. So I go to look at it to see if anything is salvageable. No. The graphics card, first and foremost, snapped off. So you know how graphics cards have PCI slots? That's kind of how they sit in the motherboard. They're called PCI 3.0 Express. I don't fucking know what the names are, but it was snapped off. So the graphics card was just kind of chilling there. I had a pretty good size air cooler on my computer because I was like, all right, that's pretty nice, and that had broke off too and had destroyed my CPU, and my motherboard was all messed up because there was stuff all over it. Dude, I don't know how it got so bad. The only thing that didn't break was my RAM sticks. My SSDs are broken. Everything broke. I was just stunned with the amount of damage. But then I remembered I put this thing together myself, and I did it with very little screws, and I just kind of, you know, I guess I didn't put it together very good, but I got a lot of good use out of that old computer. Rest in peace to it. But now I got a new one, and it's pretty nice. So, you know, it is what it is. Pretty stupid, but, you know, kind of got everything back going. And then I fucking the worst part about losing my computer and everything was not really losing the computer, right? That's like kind of immaterial. You can replace that. The worst part was losing the SSDs and the information. Like I lost so much stuff. It's actually crazy how much stuff I lost. It's pretty bad. I'm gonna have to. I learned a pretty valuable lesson in that I'm gonna have to start backing things up and probably use a lot of thumb drives and stuff like that in the future. But boy, oh boy, did I lose quite a bit of information. Yeah, by the way, thanks for the likes. We have 5 so far. If you haven't left one, consider doing so. Helps us stream out early on. Never know if notifications ever get sent out. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But yeah, so anyway. Yeah, we could talk about some of these games this weekend. What a weird weekend. So The reason I think Seattle might be the biggest fluke win was it's kind of one of them situations where you just kind of, it's one of them things we all should have seen it coming, because it's like if it would have been in Denver, the game might have gone differently, and probably if it wouldn't have been game 1 and in Seattle, I don't think it goes the way it did. What's up, Christopher? Speaking of that, I seen that injury of Dak, and is he gonna be able to play, or is he not playing this week? But like when I was thinking about though with the whole Seattle thing, they know Russell Wilson's, like they developed and created Russell Wilson, so it's like, why did nobody remember this? He's out for 6 weeks. Oh shit! All right, I hope I didn't pick Dallas. Who's Dallas playing this week? You gotta understand, I got like weirdly disconnected from football this week, and I don't even know how it happened. Like, I didn't know TJ Watt was hurt. Dak Prescott being hurt is news to me. What's up, Ape? Weren't you a mod, Nathan? Either way, you should be. You're like at every stream and you actually talk. Yeah, it's one of them things where it's like they know Russell Wilson, the team does so well, so they can scheme against him, and because they know like everything about his like what's up, babe? Yeah, it's fine if you did your picks late. I did my picks late too, but I'll be on time next week. But like I like, it's just one of them things where, and like the emotional aspect of playing in that game in front of those fans. Seattle has some of the most passionate fans in the NFL. The 12 is like a real thing. That stadium's designed to like really get loud and mess with people. It like, if that game would have been played in Denver, it might have gone differently. Probably not though, because again, it's just like they know him. Pete Carroll knows everything about him. What's up, Chase? It's crazy that everybody like that he brought the team, everything all on his back. Well, a lot of Seattle fans see Russell Wilson as the recipient of being the quarterback of a very good defense. Yeah, have you seen the 7-9 Seahawks in the playoffs? Yeah, no, 7-9 Seahawks aren't making the playoffs this year. I don't know if Seattle's going to be good this year, but that was a very good win. Their defense is a lot better than what we thought it could be too. Offense is kind of dog shit, but you know what's weird is like all the teams that won because the teams that they played just played shitty offense. Like, if the Patriots wouldn't have had like 4 turnovers and just looked completely like, there was a moment in the Patriots fucking game against the Dolphins, really quick. I'll go back to the Seattle thing where Mac is literally like trying to like tell guys where to go because they have no idea what's going on in the play, and it's just a broken fucking play that leads to an interception, or not interception. It was an incompletion, and Mac got drilled by Xavier Hollard. Like, dude, it was just brutal on. So I was like, dude, what is this offense? They need to make me the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, I think. Fans are mad at the fact that Russell kept saying that he was there. There was no trade request. Meanwhile, the whole time he was there. Yeah, I know. Oh, they're mad. Yeah, I mean, they're right to be mad. It's like, it's fine that he's like wanted. Okay, so we'll go back to the Seattle thing. I think there is a thing though. It's the lying on us. Yeah. I mean, the defense actually literally won that Super Bowl against the Broncos. I mean, to be fair, also, if Russell Wilson would have audibled to a run there instead of throwing the ball, they probably win the game. See, you know what's never taught? What's up, Crom? How's it going, buddy? The craziest thing about that Super Bowl play is like, why didn't Rush just audible? I think I went with the Commanders, didn't I, or did I go with the Lions? Seen the game with the Chiefs. Oh yeah, we watched that game on a on the backup Twitch account. That was a fucking crazy game. We were enjoying the hell out of it. Yeah, Herbert has a cracked rib. Dude, it's fucking the dude. What did I tell everybody? What did I tell you all about the Chargers? By the way, really quickly. What did I tell you about the Chargers? Ragnow question about and a guard playing in his second game ever. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Russ Kryptonite is the 1 yard line, even when it wasn't his fault. He's the curse. What's up, Caden? Good win for you guys. Our offense sucks, but our defense is really good. You guys, I mean, neither of us played good offense, but nah, Jacksonville just has a bunch of other edge rushers, so he's gonna wait. Like Jacksonville also has like Josh Allen and another really good edge rusher. Aiden Hutchinson's getting double teamed already, and he has to deal with that. Trayvon's never gonna be double teamed because he has Josh Allen to deal with. That was always going to be a very favorable, you know what I mean? Yeah, that was a good defensive game by both teams. It's just you guys have your offense a little bit more figured out than we do. I actually think the Patriots might be a good team once they get their offense clicked in and going. It's literally like a few things are just a bit off, and the Patriots actually might be a decent team. I'm not as worried as like we looked like horse shit. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat what we did. We looked terrible, but like our problems aren't unfixable. It's literally like actually like just getting things like timing down and getting plays right. That's literally it. All we gotta do is get the timing down. Plus, like fucking goddamn Miami, dude. We can't play you guys. You always beat us down there. What's up, Daniel? Dude, yeah, dude. The Derwin James hit was pretty hilarious last night. No idea about how it depends. I think the Patriots game and the Steelers game is going to come down to if the Patriots have offense. Like, see, there's this weird counter where now, like, Brian Flores is one of the coaches of the Steelers, and he knows how to play against Belichick really well, but Mike Tomlin does not know how to play against Bill Belichick at all. It's going to be one of the weirdest games you're ever going to see. It's going to be ugly, and like he said, probably very ugly and defensive. But if the Patriots have an offense, their defense looks like it might be really, really unreal again. It looks fast. The Patriots have a fast defense, man. Three missed field goals last Sunday. Wait, you guys missed three? Did we miss 3 field goals? Probably. Pats need to go back to the heavy power running and not the zone runs that they were doing last week. Oh no, we're doing what it is. Okay, so the Patriots are running the West Coast offense now, and it's gonna take a couple weeks for it to click in. Give it a week or two. Watch the San Francisco 49ers offense and then watch the Patriots offense last week. And then tell me you don't see the same play. No, Mac Jones looked all right, but the team around him fucking... They're literally still trying to figure out the West... They're literally running the West Coast offense in New England now. And that's like... It's like the West... Literally a West Coast offense now. I think he's running it's almost the identical playbook of Kyle Shanahan. So it's going to take a second for everything to click in. Yeah, things are a little weird, right? It'll be fine. I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I guess he just wasn't ready. I don't know. He'll play. I don't know. And you never get the answers as to why those are the things. It's just like, that's just how it is being a Patriots fan. Sometimes things are just weird. You'll eventually start playing more, but like, I don't know. That was just we're not a we need to play 4 quarters football against the Patriots. Only way we'll win. Can't cause hiccups on offense or our defense. The only way the Patriots can win this game is by basically making Mitch Trubisky make a lot of mistakes, and we can do that. We just got to beat Mitch. Yeah, Cowboys aren't very good, Crom. I'm not going to be mean to your team because your quarterback's hurt, but yeah, it's not a good situation. I hope I didn't pick the Cowboys this week. Who are they playing? Would I have picked them? Nope, they're playing the Bengals. No way I would have picked them anyway. Yeah, so basically the Patriots are good. Like, their defense is good, but our offense is complete horseshit. I had Dak in my most important fantasy football league. I might as well retire. Yeah, I have to go through my fantasy football teams and check and make sure things are all right. I have no idea. Bill Belichick said this week the Steelers are still a tough team with or without Ben. Oh, yeah. No, they're going to be a tough team. Oh, that means Chase Claypool isn't going to be utilized at all in that game. I'm hoping Derwin... Wait, what? DeMarvin Leo steps up in Watt's absence. I'm hoping he doesn't. At least not this week. Damn, though. Losing what? Yeah, dude, fantasy football gets shitty when injuries happen. It's always the, like... By the way, though, at the beginning of the season, you know what I said about the Chargers? I said the issue with the Chargers, they're the most unlucky team in the NFL. They get hurt, all of them, all the time. All of their best players always get hurt somehow. And who's all hurt for the Chargers right now? Keenan Allen's hurt. Lindsley's hurt. Motherfucking another lineman's hurt. Justin Herbert's hurt. J.C. Jackson's base is just now recovering from ankle surgery. It's like, I mean, like, I hate to say I called it, but it's like, dude, it's like, how does that happen every year with them? The Chillers are just the unluckiest team. I don't understand how they like get hurt so much. You would think with like such an and like it's weird shit too. Like they have like shitty doctors because they like must just not pay for them. And you'd think with the coach as analytical and nerdy as like Staley, he'd have him on like hydration and like vitamin stuff. Like the Patriots and other teams have been utilizing things like that for years, right? Like what they do is they emphasize hydration and like giving players like vitamins, like vitamin B12 stuff. It's like, you know, like there's like a whole bunch of shit you could take to basically make sure that your system is like perfect, so you don't get a bunch of like soft tissue injury and a bunch of like you can make it so your body has like you can take more damage basically. It's like a weird thing basically by hydration and having the right balance of this and that. And like if I knew more, I would say more. But I basically, some teams like force like certain hydration regimens, like the Patriots do. By the way, the Patriots, like Kendrick Bourne was explaining it, that like the Patriots have such like a weird system of making sure like certain levels of like hydration and like this and that are all met before you even practice, and it's to prevent like soft tissue injuries and like random just like bad injuries that occur from like soft tissue injuries just accumulating and then becoming a bigger injury. And then, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of them things where he said, and you can see that from last year, you know, Kendrick Bourne's problem when he was in San Francisco, he was always getting hurt, right? He couldn't stay like he was a good player that couldn't stay healthy. That's why they went and got Deebo Samuel, who is basically the same guy, but can stay healthy and is, you know, a little better. But he played all 17 games last year? First time in his life. I don't think he ever missed a game. We'll see about Devontae Parker. I think we're about to see a similar thing. It was so far so good. He hasn't been hurt. Hunter Henry last year, for example, I don't think he missed any games for the first time in his career coming from the Chargers. It's one of them things where you notice things where the Patriots and other, like, don't seem to suffer injuries unless it's like a devastating like bad injury where it's like a freak kind of like crazy injury. And I think hey, what's up, Tom? Yeah, I got everything figured out. It's nice to be back, man. It's nice. I'm gonna enjoy calling the Patriots this weekend. Hopefully, it's a win. But I think some teams just fundamentally like don't really monitor player health very well, and that's why you see some teams have more injuries and some teams don't. Because like the Patriots seem to have like the luckiest non injuries except for like weird shit like maybe a torn ACL or something. Like that'll happen to anybody. Like that's a random one, but like then you have teams like the Chargers who like every year it's like devastating injuries, the 49ers, the Dolphins. Like it's like these teams, like there's got to be something to like that they're doing fundamentally wrong with like health and like player develop, like, you know, like player management, the health, and like there's like they're doing something, because like why do they have such high rates of injuries? It's like actually troubling. It's one of them things I think about like a lot. It's like, man, it feels bad. Yeah, Saquon Barkley looks like a man on a mission. I like, he's literally, if he's healthy, he's like one of the best running backs in the NFL, just like Christian McCaffrey. Those two are the best if they're healthy. And then there's Derrick Henry. It's like, I don't know which one of those three, but those three are the best. Yeah, it was cool to see Saquon giving it up. I don't know if the Giants are actually going to be good, though. We'll see. That was probably the most shocking win for me of the weekend. I did not think that it was physically possible for the Giants to beat the Titans. I still don't know how it happened. I'm like, what? Literally, that's one of the crazy. No, you know what the craziest call of the weekend was, everybody? This man, Steelers Nation, in his predictions, said, I think the Texans and the Colts are going to tie like 16-16. This man predicted the tie, dude. He might be the only person in all of history to ever predict the tie and get it right. Like, dude, I like, you guys gotta understand, that is the craziest thing I've ever fucking seen in like the history of like picking games. This dude predicted that there'd be a tie and he got it right. He's the only person that can go, yeah, I got that game right. I get a W in my win column. Like, he's the only one, and he can actually prove it. Anyone ever see Saquon's? Dude, yeah, it's Saquon's. It looks like Saquon, it looks like Saquon literally like does steroids. I'm going to pull up the comment because it's literally unbelievable that he predicted a tie. It's literally one of them things where you're like, wow, that might actually be the craziest thing I've ever seen. Comments. Let that go away. Where is it at? This time of year, it takes a second to find comments. This takes so long. Oh my God. Flexing about how many people commented now. All right, here we go. 11 days. It's dated as 11 days ago. Look at this shit. Oh, I don't think it captured for some reason. Oh, it did. Okay. Look at this. Houston ties with Colts 16-16. One of the greatest calls probably I think I've ever seen. Literally off by 4. But dude, if it would have been 16-16, I would have been like, damn, dude, I don't even know how. I don't even know how you can do that. I don't even know that you could predict somebody to win and tie and still like. I don't even know how that happened. How we doing on the views on this video so far? Hey, look at the picks video, doing pretty good early on. Thanks for all the views and likes on it. We have 248. Sheesh. We did good. Thanks for the likes on and all the views from these the last weeks and all the comments. We're doing pretty good on those. Thank you guys. I appreciate it a lot. It's very, very helpful. Yeah, we're doing pretty good on this. Got 11 likes. Hell yeah, doing really good on that. About 27 views. Doing pretty good. Oh, 33 views actually. All right, doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Off to a good start. Yeah, the Cowboys aren't going to have a fun time. It's not going to be fun to be a Cowboy right now. Who's your guys' quarterback now? Cooper Rush? Is Kellen Moore just going to unretire and play football again? I mean, oh boy. Well, I'm rooting for you guys. I think you guys got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Hey, Wade. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you had something come up. I hope I hope everything's all right. I hope it's nothing too severe. You all right? Yeah, I heard he got sacked like 9 times. Their offensive line is still garbage. It's like, goddamn, you had one job, fix the line, you couldn't do it. But you know what it is? Week 1 is like there's like something, there's like unwritten rules in the NFL, right? Like, hold on. Week 1 always has the most fluke wins because for some reason all the good teams just start off slow. For like, it's a very common thing. Oh, it's all right, Wade. It doesn't matter that you're late. I'm just glad you're tuning in, man. Did you have fun at your at the game? Sucks that it started pouring though. It was the problem. Like they just kind of. Just feels like they just fluked out. I don't know. Just week 1 and like has certain rules. Like there's a lot of fluke wins, and also there's just like certain teams that just beat certain teams, and it's happening again this week too. It's just like the apparently. Did you know Kirk Cousins is 4-0 against the Packers in his last few games? And he's like all of a sudden he just the fucking Vikings just always beat the Packers. Isn't that an interesting fucking new statistic you didn't know about? There's it's just like Pete Carroll is 2 and the coach of the 49ers. Shanahan, I believe, is what, like, it's just like there's certain rules of like the NFL. Like the Packers always seem to beat the Bears and blah blah blah. The Buccaneers can't seem to beat the Saints. It's like those weird games where like that just kind of is just like there's a lot of that this week too. Some player from the other team was down 20 minutes. He hurt his back. I was uh-oh. Hopefully he's all right. Yeah, the Packers didn't look good at all. That was a rough game. I can't believe Kirk Cousins has finally arrived. We better watch out. Motherfucker conquered. That motherfucker didn't care about dying, if getting COVID and shit. He's like, if I die, I die. Now all of a sudden he's a hard ass dude. I don't think he's been bad since he said that. He was lifting the stretcher and went to the hospital. Uh-oh. That's never a good thing. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully it's just out of an abundance of caution. Vikings are going to be pretty good though. They got a pretty stacked team. The 49ers looked really bad too. I don't know what was Trey Lance didn't look too great. What's up, Navy? How's it going, man? Your high school team lost 51-0. Damn. My high school team is one of the best teams in the state in a bunch of different sports. Well, yeah, I think it is actually. Is Grand Blanc still good at every sport? Just about in Michigan. All right, I know I was got to leave at halftime, but I was hanging on. The season will get better for the Patriots as they get more comfortable in the West Coast offense, Navy. I'm not worried. By week 3 or week 4, the Patriots will be just fine. Our defense looks fine. They look crisp and sharp and fast. I actually think we have a very quick defense, and our defense is going to be a very big problem. They locked up Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle really well, and that's not really being talked about enough, how well Jonathan Jones and company. Dude, we locked them guys down. Like, they really didn't damage us at all. If our offense wasn't dog shit, we would have won that game very handily. So I really think the Patriots will play better, but they have to get more comfortable in the West Coast offense, and it's a tough transition. But I mean, it's fine. Max Smart, he'll lead us through it. Oh, Grand Blanc's struggling now. That's not good. Yeah, Max supposed to play, right? He's supposed to be all right. Hopefully they fucking good actual. Hopefully they put Marcus Cannon in there. Goddamn, which is like, all right, play him. Like, get Marcus Cannon in there. We need him immediately. The game against the Steelers with how the Patriots season is going to go further down the road. I'm expecting them to look more fluidly stronger. The Patriots aren't a team you really judge in September. You don't think Mac's going to start? Oh, boy, that's not good. Well, we'll find out officially probably, tomorrow when they have to release injury reports for everything. Tomorrow's a big stream day where we do the preview. So that'll be a fun one. Jamar Chase gave Minka the finger. Yeah, apparently Jamar Chase gives everyone the finger. Yeah, well, I mean, if you have an injury, you have to be put on the injury report. The Patriots got in trouble. It's hard to believe the Patriots and how serious the injuries are for their team. One year, the Patriots got caught not putting players on the injury report. So in response, they put every player on the injury report for the entire season. Do you remember when the Patriots did that shit? Bill Belichick is literally one of the greatest trolls in NFL history. This dude really said, "Oh, you're going to find me? All right, fine. Every single player's on the injury report now." And they went, "You can't fucking do that." And he's like, "Where in the rule book does it say that you can do that?" And they went, "Motherfucker, do you know how many stupid rules exist because of Bill Belichick going, yeah, but technically that's not against the rules." Like, one of the greatest moments ever, probably, that totally wound up being used against him later on, was against, who was that against? Was it the Ravens? When the Patriots were winning that game, it was the Ravens, I believe, or somebody, or the 49ers, and the motherfuckers were like, it was 4th down, and they kept taking penalties and timeouts. Or they kept taking penalties on 4th down because there was this weird loophole that Bill Belichick figured out that the clock would never stop running, so you could take a penalty. And for some reason, Harbaugh just wouldn't Like if they would have accepted, it's like this weird thing of like if they accepted or declined the penalty, it didn't matter. It like created this weird like glitch in the matrix where it like restarted fourth down and restarted the game clock and like just kept the clock going for forever. And you could basically do that, and there was no way to stop it from happening. So you basically just had to burn a timeout or just kind of get fucked. It was like the weird, like Bill Belichick figured out the weirdest loophole for that one. You're going with Miami over the Ravens? Interesting pick. For not playing Kendrick Bourne enough in the Dolphins game, so we say Kendrick Bourne needs to play more. Yeah, I think Bourne, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully we get, the offense was weird. Was Kenny here at all today? He's in Iowa right now, I believe, Wade. With the football team. My man Kenny's like basically I think he's one of the managers. Yeah, I don't know what was up with the Patriots. They were just like not playing certain guys. I don't know. It was fine. You're a top receiver right now until Ty Thornton comes back. Yeah, that's true. I hope we start playing him. Yeah, the Patriots are, I don't know what was going on. They certainly were not fucking utilizing it. They just looked like, again, they just kind of looked like a team that didn't know what they were doing on offense quite yet. They kind of were like, we needed 2 more weeks. Like their defense looked like they knew what their assignments were, but the offense was literally just that. Like there were moments where Mac was literally like screaming and pointing and yelling at players in different directions, and guys were like confused and looking around like, "What the fuck are we doing?" And it's like, "Oh no, only Mac knows the offense." Because Mac's really smart, right? Like it's not Mac that doesn't know the offense. I think he'll get the guys there. The problem is it's Justin Jefferson, yeah, he looks really good. I'm a little bit better than Justin Jefferson, but I taught him how to catch. But you know who might be the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL that gets absolutely no respect? Oh, my nose itch is really bad. Like literally, like the side of my nose is so itchy right here. Don't you hate that? Like when like the crook of your nose itches and it looks like you're like it's picking your nose and everyone's like, is he picking his nose? It's like, no, it's the side, like the actual like side of the nose. Mac Jones picks up fast and his style is slick and smooth. Yeah, Mac will be fine. I think Mike Williams is the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL, though. Some of the catches this dude was making last night were out of this world, and he does this literally all the time. And I feel like no one acknowledges how good Mike Williams is. And it's like, how does nobody know about? But like, it feels like I was like the only person who ever thought he was good. And now I'm like, can people stop saying that Justin Allen or Justin Herbert didn't have any weapons? It's like, he literally has probably some of the most weapons in the entire NFL. He's when healthy, he's got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, dude. That's a lot of weaponry. That's a good deal of receivers. That's more than a lot of teams have. We should. I hope that if the Patriots make the playoffs, I'd be very, very surprised. Yeah, Justin Herbert's really good, but like also you can't really deny that Mike Williams is a monster. Like everybody kind of like downplays fucking Mike Williams for some reason. Nobody like thinks he's to me he's literally like maybe a top 10 receiver. Yeah, I would actually put him and Keenan Allen are probably both top 10 wide receivers in the NFL. Was good. Dude, Mike Williams is always good. Like, what is this weird? Do you know Justin Herbert didn't throw for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns to nobody, right? Like, what, he throw it to himself? Would he throw every single ball to Keenan Allen? No. Like, everyone acts like Mike Williams was literally like this, like, man, they didn't have anyone to even work with. No, they have like a lot of talent. You know what the problem with the Chargers is? They get hurt all the time when all their good players get hurt. That's literally the only problem with the Chargers. They just can't stay healthy and they make weird coaching decisions. Oh yeah, the Bills are probably going to win the Super Bowl. Unless they play the Bucks, they're probably going to win the Super Bowl. I don't really see them losing many games. Oh, Herbert's over the hump this year. It's not Herbert. That was is like I think Herbert's actually took a step forward. He looks like a whole different quarterback this year. He actually looks like he's going to have impactful play on the game. More so than before. I'm actually more confident in him than like I was watching the game. Staley makes a lot of weird decisions. He'll be like, all right, for sure, Navy. I kind of hate the philosophy of people saying of going for it instead of like taking the field goal. I think that might be some of the dumbest fucking like decision making ever. It's like, yeah, but we have a 61% chance of converting this fourth down here. Why not go for it? It only gives them the ball at the 30. If we don't get it, it's like, yeah, and if not, or you could take 3 points, dumbasses. Like, why not just take the 3 point? Like, take the points, score as many. The goal of the game is not to like take like why. I don't know how it's smarter football to take like the 61% chance play over the like 98% chance play of hitting a field goal. You know what I mean? It's like, why not take the points? You score. You like the worst thing that happens is they can take a 4-point lead on you. And now there's pressure on them because you just scored. Like every time you score, it like puts more and more pressure on the other team. Oh, I like trick plays. I don't think it's bad to do trick plays. You're just mad because your team is doing bad. But yeah, Kellen Moore does suck, I guess. Josh Allen will be tough for him to win MVP, in my opinion. Diggs and Gabe Davis are really good, and so is Dawson Knox. That's going to be hard on him. Plus, they have Von Miller. Dude, there's a lot of really good players on the Bills. They tend to kind of like shy away from giving the MVP to like guys on really good teams, like that. Yeah, Rodgers didn't look good at all. Yeah, Mahomes, he got really lucky that they took away an interception from Asante Samuel yesterday. That's all I'll say about that one. That was an interception and clear as day, and I don't really know why they took it away. Chiefs fans probably have to understand that it really looks like the league wants Patrick Mahomes to be the face of the league. Because that man, they said the refs literally saved that man like 3 different times last night, and basically it was, I don't know, man. That was very questionable. I was like, what the fuck kind of officiating is this, dude? Well, I'm gonna go fucking I gotta wash my face real quick. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. For some reason, it's not. Whenever I take a fucking shower, my fucking face dries out so bad. Like I get like, I don't know. I don't know. It fucking just sucks. My beard, it's fucking. It's just dry as shit. Gotta get some fucking moisturizer. It's always rough after a shower. Like the first like the first 2 hours after a shower for me are like the worst time ever. Cause I have to wear I have to wear a hat or else my hair turns into an afro. It's like it's fucking brutal, dude. Showers are fucking every 2 days I fucking have to go through with this. But after like 3 hours I'm cleared up, everything's fine, I feel good. But the first couple hours, man, I sometimes I can't breathe out the nose. I smell good though. I'm fucking fresh. I feel clean. Fucking hands feel looking nice and clean. Got this nice fucking I don't know, you can kind of tell that I got like a little bit of a got my little bit of a farmer's tan. It's kind of exacerbated, but like you can actually see that like there's like a skin tone difference. Been outside quite a bit, doing a lot of walking. I have fucking nothing better to do. Bullshit ass fucking last couple weeks. Micah Parsons. Well, I would imagine he's pretty pissed, yeah. Chargers ain't playing too good. Or fucking Cowboys. Chiefs will still be in the playoffs, still a threat in the AFC, but extremely early. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't ever judge too early from week one. I mean, it's kind of like, again, a lot of fluke shit can happen in week one. Some teams start off really bad and slow. Like, for example, like the Patriots started 2-4 last year and wound up making the playoffs at 10-7. So you got to kind of like temper early expectate. Like again, September is kind of like an extension of the preseason, especially now that there's only 3 preseason games. The biggest hope is basically to avoid injury in week 1 and 2, and then week 3 is when you can start making solid assessments. And if you're being honest with ourselves, it's really week 4 is when you know what the team's going to be. Great examples again are last year's Patriots starting 2-4. That's 6 games even into the season they were still struggling, and then they kind of turned it around and became a good team. Got it figured out and got going. And then you could take a similar team in the Carolina Panthers from the same year, where they started off the first 3 or 4 games looking like they were world beaters, and then they won no more games the rest of the season. They could switch. They very well could. The Patriots, it depends on what the Patriots offense looks like. Because we know their defense looks good and solid. So, if they can maybe score like 20, if they can score over 21 points, they'll probably win the game. But, I mean, if they can't, and if their offense looks like it did again, then, they're probably losing. Yeah, there's the first few weeks of the NFL are kind of fluke, kind of weird. Some teams don't really take it too seriously. Belichick literally looks like he's still like trying out different shit and stuff. He didn't even play half the like good players. He was like, let's not waste them. I don't think Belichick took that game seriously against Miami whatsoever. I don't think he gave a flying fuck about that game. Based on like the way the personnel was used, he was like, it's week 4 of the preseason. I ain't fucking doing this. Why the hell don't we have 4 preseason games? So I think it's his weird way of protesting. That's how I think it is. That's my only explanation as to why the hell we made some of the personnel decisions we did. It's the only thing that would make any kind of sense, right? It's like, well, what is this? Bill, why aren't you playing our good players? This should be the 4th preseason game. Well, it's the first regular season game. Oh, well. You can lose like 7 games and be fine. I love, and that's a good philosophy to have, by the way. You can remember, you have 7 games to lose, basically, and then you're probably not making the playoffs. So, never really panic over the first few losses. Steelers nearly killed me every game. Mitch missed Pickens on 2 plays. That was, yeah, that was kind of. Bill's legendary, dude. First 2 weeks are a good time to be underrated. Oh yeah, it's because you can develop sneakiness to you too. Because you can certain teams are gonna play certain ways, and you can really kind of there's a good deception to it as well. I don't know. I've never really panicked about September games as a Patriots fan. Bill Belichick starts cooking as soon as the fucking clock turns to like November. This dude turns into like a literal evil scientist and just wins 8 or 9 games in a row. And you don't even see it coming, by the way. After this, you'll drop your picks for sure, Steelers Nation. It's always the craziest turnaround with Bill Belichick and the Patriots. They're like 1-3 or something, and then all of a sudden you look at the next time you look, they're 12-4, and you're like, they didn't lose again for fucking 11 weeks? How did no one even notice this? Yeah, it's a pretty good video, except I forgot to turn the music on. You guys, you have no idea how angry I was after I had realized I didn't have the music playing in the background of that video. I almost re-recorded it. I was so fucking angry because I literally spent 30 minutes like finding the song again, fucking re-downloading Audacity, learning how to quickly use Audacity again because I hadn't used it in a while. I had to do audio editing and shit and like splice it together to make it about a 45-minute track so it can just play on continuous so I can talk for like however long I need it to be. But like I fucking forgot it, dude. And then literally as the video's ending, you hear me go, son of a bitch, I forgot to turn I don't have the music. Dude, and then I spent like 20 minutes adjusting the audio for it to be perfect sounding. My mic probably actually sounds better than it's ever sounded in the history of my channel. I will say, like, if I'm being honest, I spent so much time with the audio and playing with it. I actually am like good at audio. I'm getting good with the audio like stuff now. I'm not like self-conscious for the first time. I'm pretty sure it's good, right? Like it sounds solid, like it's like crispy. And I can't believe I finally pulled it off, but I don't sound like shit anymore. In my own view, anyway. I very much like the way it sounds. And dude, I was so proud of myself with the way that the fucking background sounded and everything in the video. I was like, oh, this is going to be one of my best picks. This is going to be like the best sounding picks video. And I forgot the goddamn music. And I couldn't put it in because I don't have the video editing skills to put music in over in the background. Nor do I have the patience to learn how to do it because I had to get the video out because it was fucking 2:30, 3 o'clock almost, and see what had happened was I was playing GTA. I was going to play GTA for like a couple hours, and then I got distracted picking coffee beans and shit, and all of a sudden it was like it turned into like I was like, oh shit, it's 1:30. I gotta get going. It was not like it was just I fucking just lost track of time this afternoon. And then I cleaned my entire room, so now my room's nice. This room's nice and fucking clean now. I'm gonna clean tomorrow, and then I'm gonna have to write. What kind of crazy schedule like I have to put myself in through. But I have like a lot of the work done in my head, and it's just a lot of reading. I have to read 6 stories, make comments on them, that's not that bad. It might be 7. It'll just take a while. I have to do a bunch of poems about, I think like 16 of those. Yeah, it's gonna be busy. I'm gonna be a busy boy tomorrow, making lots and lots of comments and shit on a bunch of work, and then I have to what else do I gotta do? Gotta read. I think I gotta write a poem. Dude, I gotta do a bunch of shit, man. Tomorrow's gonna be a fucking bitch, and then Sunday I can only stream. I'm streaming the Patriots game, and then I'm streaming Sunday night. But I'm also gonna have to do a bunch of work in between then, like 4 o'clock, and it's gonna be brutal. Gonna have to do a lot of work tomorrow. It's starting at 12 o'clock. Just gonna bust it all out. I'm gonna read the first 2 things I gotta do the reading responses. So I could just knock those 2 things out, and then probably get all the side like stuff that isn't like responding to people's work out of the way done really, really quickly. Because that won't take me very long, and then I'll just start knocking out like fucking reading people's work, and then I'll save for last writing my own stuff. I already pretty much have my story written. Yeah, Saturday is gonna be a saving grace. Saturday and Sunday morning. See, the good thing about the short story I'm gonna write, it's gonna be anywhere from 5 to 10 pages. Is I already pretty much got the idea of the story down, and what it is I was recently reading a lot about absurdism in like the myth of Sisyphus, and kind of like some Albert Camus work. And it's pretty interesting about just about the ideas of like absurdism. If we should probably, I'm just learning about absurdism. Absurdism is it's showing up on the screen. Cool. Is the philosophical theory that existence in general is absurd. This implies that the world lacks meaning or a higher purpose, and is not intelligible by reason. Which is one of the ideas of like Albert Camus. Absurdism is the belief that a search for meaning is inherently in conflict with the actual lack of meaning, but one that both accepts this and simultaneously rebel against it by embracing what life has to offer. So basically, it's this idea. Absurdism is like that the world is meaningless and we live to die, and you're just basically kind of fine with that, and you just kind of life is what it is. It's a pretty deep I think it's a very interesting philosophy. It's nihilists, specifically passive nihilists, believe that there is no intrinsic meaning in life, and it is futile to seek or to affirm meaning where there is none to be found. That's where the philosophy essentially ends. Absurdists, on the other hand, hesitantly allow the possibility for some meaning or value. So basically, like nihilists kind of believe and absurdists kind of believe like the same thing, that like nothing really matters. It's I don't know, but it's basically something I'm writing, and it's kind of like got this it's like this idea where this guy is given a curse basically, where everything he touches dies, or just melts. It like actually just melts and just goes away. It just like disappears from existence, right? And so basically what happens is this guy is like freaking out. It's like he's touching things and they're just vanishing, and he's like having this existential crisis. He's like, what the hell is going on? What is this, like why is this happening to me? Why is this just like, what the fuck happened? And then all of a sudden he's like the essential plot is he's freaking out, like telling like people to stay away from him, and like his girlfriend like accidentally runs up and like tries to give him a hug and to try to calm him down, and like she just like disappears. And like then he goes and like, so basically in like a short summary, like it's gonna be more fleshed out than this. This is kind of just like a rough summary. So like she just kind of disappears. So basically what he does, because everybody knows he's just like this, if this guy touches shit, it goes away. So this guy goes and sits in a field and contemplate, like he just goes and sits out in a field on a rock and then contemplates whether or not to kill himself. Just like go like this. And that's basic, and he decides not to, and he decides to sit there like this for the rest of his life. And the people of the village that he lives in come and bring him a sacrifice every day, so he doesn't come and kill anybody. Instead of killing him and causing more killing, they find it more appropriate to just come bring him some food every day, which shows the inherent value of like, because it'd be smarter to just kill the guy, right? Like, I mean, like the idea of the essential point I hope people get from that story is that it's better to live than die. And you shouldn't kill people. And you shouldn't kill yourself. Because, like, that guy accidentally killed, like, he just accidentally makes his girlfriend go away, and then he goes and sits and goes, well, this is the worst thing in the world. Everything, I can't ever, like communicate or touch with anybody again. I'd have to sit there like this. And he almost becomes a god-like deity, like the bringer of death and doom. He's, like, seen as, like a god amongst the people. Just some guy who's given a curse. Everything goes away, and in the end, he's sitting there under a tree, just kind of with his arms like this, being given gifts and fucking food and being worshipped almost. It's kind of like a response. It's my best attempt at trying my hand at absurdism. What's up, DDK? How's it going, man? Dodgers almost at 100 wins. Sheesh. So we'll see how the actual story plays out. I think it's a cool idea. It's not very convoluted. For the first time, it's actually it's very convoluted and very fucking it's very philosophical. Because that would be a shitty situation, right? If everything, I don't know. I think it's a cool idea. Yeah, I'm fucking ready for Sunday. I am just basically, because I don't really watch college football. Currently watching Family Guy right now, college football tomorrow. Yep. Saturday is going to be a busy day for me. So I'll just be watching. I'll probably just have shit on in the background while I have to read a bunch of stuff. I think, though, the most interesting part of the story is going to be about, like, that would generate the most discussion, I think, is why the people of the town don't just kill him, but they, like, I think it's a good sign of human nature. But honestly, they probably should have killed that guy. That would have been my first suggestion. I'd be like, listen, I know it would be just one more death. This guy made 4 buildings disappear. This man is literally the death. He is literally death incarnate. He's like, it's not even death. It's like a super deity. I don't even know what the fuck he is, but we gotta shoot him in the head. We gotta tell him that we're tending the rabbits. That'd be my decision on that. But we can't keep this fucking thing alive. But the guy who said he's willing to just sit there. He's just like, instead of killing myself, I'll just sit here and with my arms out. That way I don't accidentally ever touch anybody again. Because, he finds meaning in the world. Because he becomes basically a worship deity of death by the people in the village. It's kind of absurd, Like the whole basis is like his reason to not kill himself is because people start showing up and worshiping him as a god, and so like he's like, well, I guess I'll just stay alive. These people are terrified of me. I didn't realize that I had this. So like the whole like thing is he was probably going to kill himself out in that field because he had this terrible curse inflicted upon him where everything he touches vanished. But instead, he winds up deciding to stay alive because fucking people started worshiping him as a god, so he wouldn't kill everybody and make them disappear and make stuff disappear on everybody. So it's this kind of like complex story. I hope that doesn't already exist. I feel like if it does already exist, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed off because I've written stories before in my head where it turns out to actually already be a movie or a fucking book I read, and I'm just like, son of a bitch. And it's not even on purpose. I think it's one of them things where it's what's that called? Parallel thinking. Where I'll just like I have that happen very, very often where I'll be like, oh god damn it, I fucking. But yeah, anyway. Sorry to switch off subjects there. But I do have a life, you know, kind of a little bit outside of only talking about football. Everybody just kind of got quiet. Everybody good? We doing all right? Oh, wow. Thank you guys, by the way. We have 14 likes. That's pretty good. Pretty good stream so far, I would say. Pretty good, pretty good. What else you guys want to talk about? I can go for a little while longer. I still got some good amount of energy. I know the stream started kind of late, so it kind of like, you know, it feels like whatever, but we'll make up for it and go more normal to start time tomorrow. It is what it is, you know. It's Friday night. It's a nice Saturday, or it's a nice September Friday night, so people are out partying probably. A lot of good other content out. And I have like a weirder, older audience. It's like this weird thing where it's like I think compared to a lot of people, I might have one of the old, like generally older audiences I think I've seen on YouTube. Which is fine, but it's also very interesting that I've compiled an older audience, which is, I think it's because I do tend to run a more mature channel. And I think a lot of the people who are subscribed to me would be very shocked to know that I'm basically a socialist. But, you know, I'm basically, you know, they fucking, there's a political movement on the left side where it's called the dirtbag left. And it's basically fucking not, it's basically not being a, you know what it is. The fucking blue-haired weirdo bitches who are way too overweight and like the ones who make liberals look really fucking bad and just like scary. And there's a section of the left called dirtbag socialists, and they're very great, and they're very, very funny people. So that's probably the political alignment I go with. They're pretty much free speech absolutists, with democratic socialist tendencies. Very good thing to get into. You'll find that you agree with a lot of the principles of that party. You'll be like, wow, I actually kind of, hold on, let me provide example. Dirt left. Let me show you. It's always good to learn things, I think. Yeah, it's this. The dirtbag left is a style of left-wing politics that eschews civility in order to convey a left-wing populist and anti-capitalist message. Using subversive vulgarity is most closely associated with American left-wing media that emerged in the 2010s, such as the podcast Chapo Trap House. You could also think of like guys like Come Town, like that podcast was kind of in this group. The term was coined by Amber Ailey Frost, and it is associated with her essay, "The Necessity of Political Vulgarity," published in Current Affairs in 2016. This is a poorly written article. While the essay does not directly use the term "dirtbag left," this is written so bad. It mounts a defense of politics that utilize vulgarity as a tool for fighting the powerful, citing libel's used to slander Marie Antoinette, Cohen vs. California, and WA's protest song "Fuck the Police," among others. While Frost notes that vulgarity in itself is not inherently subversive, she argues that the left must reclaim vulgarity from the Trumps of the world, lest it be handicapped by its own civility. The dirtbag left is most closely associated with the American podcast Chapo's Trap House, of which Frost was a co-host. Yeah, you just kind of shit on people. The dirtbag left is described as anti-fascist and anti-conservative, anti-centrist, and anti-liberal ideology. It has been linked to a variety of political stances, including anti-PC. So it is an anti-PC movement, anti-inequality, a disregard for civility, because fuck them, opposition to the wealthy, pretty much fuck them too, and support for the redistributive economic policies, and support for both the 2016 and 2020 campaign of Bernie Sanders. The Iraq War and 2008 financial crisis has been cited as a particularly radicalizing event for the dirtbag left. Which is actually pretty true. A lot of people growing up growing up in those events as like in the background, you kind of I don't know. The Iraq War was really bad. Rhetorically, the dirtbag left is noted as vulgar, bawdy, offensive, balanced to cautious mainstream liberal politics, with a dismissive attitude towards the necessities of liberal political correctness that frequently directs insults and attacks through social media at specific public figures or with political or economic power. Basically, what you do is you can be shitty because fuck them. And this is a leftist movement, not a right-wing movement. Despite the connotations of the dirtbag left, it is not considered typically derogatory. It is a defense mechanism that doubles as a nickname, self-identified. It's good. It's basically saying, it's basically people are like, oh, you're a pussy because you're in the left, you're fucking little, you're blah, 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 blah. A joke that if you sleep on the mattress on the floor and in fucking a sleeping bag, then you might just be the dirtbag left. Before explaining, he sees the dirtbag left as a scurious and funny approach to left-wing politics that contrasts that utterly humorless and bloodless liberalism. Yeah, because liberals are kind of weak. They don't really fight well with conservatives. They kind of get scared when conservatives start using bad words. They're like, oh. It's like, stop being a pussy. Fucking stop being a retarded fag. Basically, what dirtbag left is doing is like, we can't really just like stop using words. What the fuck? Why? Anyway, we can move on from that. It's a good movement to get behind and learn about. Chapo's Trap House is pretty funny. So is Come Town. Now it's the Adam Friedland show. Because Stav left to just do stand up. Anyway. What do you guys like? Mainly, what do you guys like to talk? What do you guys want to talk about? No one's really said anything for a minute. Is the stream dead? Or did my chat stop working? Sometimes my chat just stops, so wouldn't be surprised. Oftentimes people like to just listen with me in the background. That was everybody. What do you guys want? I mean, is there anything we can talk about what do you guys want to talk about? I know it's kind of weird. It's still early in the NFL season where you're still kind of feeling like you're like, well, was week 1 a real or was everything a fluke? And we'll find out in week 2, like all those teams that kind of won games that you didn't expect, like Chicago and the fucking Giants and who else? Like a bunch of like weird teams that won that you really weren't expecting. Seattle are like those actually like good like we just kind of like just didn't see it coming, or is it one of those like we have about 4 or 5 teams this year that are going to break a bunch of fans' hearts in about 3 weeks when they're turning into absolute dog shit right before their eyes for the entire season, like the Panthers again. You know what I mean? Like it feels like I don't know what situation we're in currently with the NFL. Probably more of the latter, just because it does feel like if like half those teams that lost played like a little bit better on offense, they'd have absolutely smoked every one of the teams that won. Like if the Titans looked a little bit better on offense, they'd have won. If the 49ers had a pulse, if the Patriots had a pulse, like all those teams were that dead on offense that if they would have scored if they'd have scored 24 points in each of their games, I think they would have won handily. I'm trying to think about what the 49ers game score was. Yeah, they'd have won too. Literally 22 points by each of those teams would have won every one of those games. That's how bad the offenses were for some of those teams. For like 17-16, the Seattle won. The Patriots 20-7. Fucking the 49ers won. Lost 20 to or 19 to or like 17 to 6. It was like some weird like score like that. There was another game with like 19-3 where Dallas just kind of, I'm not really gonna be too harsh on them. They lost their quarterback. Kind of weird that people are going hard on the Cowboys. They're like, oh, they suck. They're fucking gonna be terrible. We knew they were bad. It's like, I mean, they did just lose their quarterback, so I mean, yeah, of course they're not gonna be good now. Feels kind of illogical to be like dunking on them like you're making a good take. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, yeah, good call. Now, oh wow, super smart. You know that a team that just lost a top 10 quarterback, a top 15 at least, is going to be out for a while. So you're predicting they're going to be bad now. Wow, what a fucking big brain, high IQ take there. Water is wet. You know what I mean? The fucking sky reflects blue sometimes. It's grass sometimes is green. Is crazy. A crazy take, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's the right take to say they're gonna be bad, but it's like people are like way too critical. Like they're like feel like they're like aggressively angry about it. Well, Karam, I mean, you should be worried. I mean, you just lost your starting quarterback. Your season's probably over. I mean, it's just unfortunate. Bills winning the Super Bowl? Are you sure? Hopefully, your Steelers can go 2-0. Good luck to your Steelers. I know I have a lot of Steelers fans that follow this channel somehow. And I never have understood why certain fan bases accumulate around my channel. A lot of Packers fans, a lot of Bills fans, and a lot of goddamn fucking like Pittsburgh fans. Like those fan bases are coming hard on this channel. I like them though. I like the Yinzer fans. They're fun. I like the but the Bills, it's just weird. The Patriots, I don't have more Patriots fans. I think it's because we fight too much, and I don't have very popular opinions within the Patriots fan base, and I don't really have anything that would indicate that I'm a directly Patriots YouTuber or trying to be. If I put a Patriots symbol in my thing, it'd probably make my channel grow a little bigger, but I feel like that'd be cheating. Because I'm not a Patriots YouTuber exclusively. But I do believe the Bills are probably going to the Super Bowl. Who they play is probably a big determinant in if they win it. If they have to play the Bucks and Brady, I don't think they're going to win just because, there's something funny about the Bills and Tom Brady. I don't know what happens with that. Tom Brady has some fucking unreal 34-5 record against the Bills. It's goddamn, that's not even normal, dude. That's not even you can't even just hand wave it off as well, the Bills were just really bad for that long. It's dude, he owns that football team. I don't know what that is, but that is an actual domination of a team. He did it. He beat him again last year, I'm pretty sure. Or did the Bills win that game last year with them? No, Tampa won. Tampa came back real late. He's the boogeyman of Buffalo. And the only thing that would be more hilarious to me as a Patriots fan would be if somehow we make the playoffs and eliminate them, so we could talk shit to them and be like, oh, we 47-17, huh? How's that fucking 47-17 feel now, bitch? Or them getting to the Super Bowl and then losing to Tom Brady. Oh, dude, because listen, I know enough about how Buffalo Bills fans kind of operate, because I know enough about them. I kind of watch how they move. That would fucking destroy them if they made it to the Super Bowl and lost to Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That would actually crack that would fucking fracture them. That would be the worst one to them ever to lose, because that would be the one guy that they couldn't handle. It would be it'd be mind breaking for them if they wound up having to play Tom Brady in that game. And if they lost, oh, dude, I don't think people understand how bad that would actually ruin a franchise, potentially. That could actually crack. If they had to play the Bucks and if the Bills lost that game, that could actually end a dynasty, because Buffalo very well could have a dynasty being built right now. They're a very well constructed team. Bean's a solid GM, and McDermott seems to be a really good head coach. So you got to kind of contend with all of those factors, but also just the hilarity of the possibility that the Bills lose the Super Bowl to Tom Brady would be so fucking funny, dude. Because I'm telling you, it would break them in half. It would break a fucking franchise, and it would be one of the greatest collapses ever. And that's exactly how I hope it happens. Because, by the way, football is made for me. If you don't think that the NFL is fucking my fucking game, the Bengals beat the Chiefs in the playoffs last year. All right? Somehow something always cool happens that makes me like football. Every so often I have to take an L, when Peyton Manning would win a Super Bowl, or Aaron Rodgers, or when Mahomes won one. But 90% of the time, dude, the NFL like is made, it seems like, for me. Like a lot of things I want to happen. Like a lot of fucking like just hilarious things, like just like, oh, the fucking team missed a field goal somehow. Just like, I really do believe that it's just like I have this unbelievable fan luck in the NFL that has not translated very well outside of being a fan of the NFL. My baseball fandom is the most depressing shit on the earth. But boy, oh boy, my football fandom, unrivaled. I got 7 Super Bowls as a football fan that I can watch on. I've seen 10 of them. The quarterback I grew up watching as my favorite player ever turned out to be the greatest player of all time, potentially the greatest athlete of all time. Like, you know, that's where I'm at with the Tom Brady debate now. I'm not even entertaining the idea that there's a better football player than Tom Brady. I believe that conversation is kind of dead. Right, like that isn't an actual like thing anymore where you could be like, well, you know, like this guy's a better football player. Like, really? Dude's 45 and throwing for like 5,000 yards almost, all right? Like like we're never going to see this again. The dude's in the Super Bowl every other year. I honestly don't know if we'll ever see a better like football player than Tom Brady. So now the question becomes, where does he rank on the all-time athlete scale? It's top 5. You're shitting yourself if you don't think that he's in the top 5. That man literally is Jordan clutchness, but like, I don't know. Like, it's like one of the weird debates now. It's like, where can we put Tom Brady on the all-time list? Because there's like, you know, you got Ali, you've got guys like Jordan, you've got LeBron, you've got Brady, you got the Williams sister that's there, but I guess I'd probably not put her in there. Yeah, we're not gonna put her in there. You got Usain Bolt, like you got all these crazy good athletes. So that like, and then you got Michael Phelps. So like you got this, and then you got Tiger Woods, and Roger Federer, and Nadal. Like you got like, you know what I mean? Like you got a lot of really like unreal athletes that you'd actually have to sit there and like start thinking about and being like, well, you got this guy, and then you got this guy. What did he accomplish? What was his impact on sport and game? And like what like it becomes such a crazy like multi, like so many sports out there. Then you got all them soccer guys like Messi and what was it, Ronaldo, and all them dudes with fucked up faces and shit that look all handsome once they get some money. Soccer players are collectively the ugliest dudes for like 5 years, and then they're all fucking like studs. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. You know what sport doesn't ever get better looking? Baseball players. Them dudes stay ugly, and they're always the ugliest. They're all ugly dudes that play baseball. I think like it's like one of them trade-offs where you can only like be ugly if and play that game. Because God's like, nah, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get both. What? You're not going to be able to play this insanely difficult game and be good at it and make millions of dollars and be good looking. Like, look at them all. Look at every baseball player. They're all weird looking and shit. They never know how, like, they have no dressing ability and shit for some reason. Absolutely terrible dress. They all have weird bodies and shit because they all have, like, they work out very specific muscles, so they look very weird. They have like big asses and big thighs and shit, and like really like big midsections, but like tinier arms, like tinier like biceps and like it's like the weirdest build ever for baseball players. And like no clothes fit them right, so they fucking wear these goofy outfits. I'm telling you, it's the weirdest thing, and they're all just all ugly. Baseball just is not a sport for where good-looking dudes make it very far. That's why I wasn't a pro baseball player, unfortunately. I was too good-looking. They're like, damn, dude, you're You're way too good looking to be out here. My personal theory. That's probably wrong. You hope the Lions get. What's up, Preston? How's it going, man? The Lions get the win. Yeah, playing the Commanders won't be easy. Carson Wentz is fucking pretty good quarterback again. Yeah, that's good to hear. Good to hear. I'm doing good. Finally, someone's talking again. It was quiet for a second in the stream. Just kind of a lull a little bit. But, you know, people are kind of getting late. It's been live for an hour and a half. Probably could do another half hour or something. You won your football game 38-6. Oh, nice. Do you play or it was just a game you went to? But hell yeah, congrats though if you actually play and stuff. You make any impactful moves? Did you play? You get like good play time? Oh, middle school. Okay. Damn, you're pretty young, man, to be watching the channel. You start at defensive end. Nice. Playing like a JJ Watt position, Von Miller position. I forgot we figured out that Preston might be our youngest viewer. I forgot when we figured that out that one day during a Tiger stream. Oh, congratulations though, man. Sounds like you guys kicked the shit out of him. I'll actually go on my Discord for the first time in a while. Let me make sure I have to make sure everything's set up right on this. Input. Yup. All right. All right, should be all good. All right. Well, if anybody wants to go on air, as long as you're over the age of 18, you're allowed to come on. I'll drag you in if you want to join. I won't be able to see if anybody wants to come in, though, because I don't have a thing. So I have to kind of flash around to the Discord every so often. Yeah, but then you're backup tight end. Oh, cool. That's not too bad. These aren't bad positions. When I played football, I played quarterback and defensive end myself, actually. I had a very good bounce, and I was very good at the bounce, and I had a good swim technique. Do you know what a bounce technique is? That is, I don't know if they even teach this anymore because it's kind of a shit move. But it was my best way of getting by offensive linemen. Basically, what you did was you probably start. It's probably best to start off in a 4-point or a 3-point. I would say 4-point with this particular move is probably is probably the optimal, because what you do is you quickly, it's basically an up down. You basically go hike up, you go hike, you drop, and then up immediately. You try and up and down and up. And if you do it fast enough, it works very, very well against like it's a very effective way for smaller defensive linemen to kind of utilize the bigger size of offensive linemen. They don't teach that anymore? Yeah, I don't know why they don't. I think it's a good move. I think it's fucking dangerous. I mean, dude, it feels like you just bounce. Dude, I used to blow by offensive linemen all the time. I literally would just do it in practice because I was also a quarterback, so I never really actually like played fucking defensive line. I couldn't really risk it because I was a backup quarterback, so like I couldn't really. They never really let me do the defense, but like in practice, dude, I was always getting to the quarterback like this, going, "Oh, I got another one," because you're not supposed to, you're not, because literally it's like one of them impossible moves to get by. Like if you're not fast enough, you can just literally just run by people with that. But then I also have a good swim technique, and bull rushing people, and I'm just surprised they don't teach the bounce anymore. I was like, that seems like a superior move. But again, if you do get caught, you are creamed. You are going to get smushed and be taken out of the play immediately and just sat on. And you're out of the play. What's up, Tater Chip? Why did your mod go away? Did you accidentally did somebody come on your account one day and time a bunch of people out? Because if that happens, I can't give people back mods. And I believe that happened. I don't think it was your fault either, but it's just one of them things where it's like, if someone has access to your shit and can do that actually can mess up my viewership and stuff. Yeah, I did a score on a touchdown on a rollout pass. Oh, you got you scored a touchdown? Hell yeah, you caught a touchdown. Congrats, man. That's pretty awesome. If I took your mod away for something petty though, I'll give it back. But if it was because of the timeout thing, I can't give it back. That's like that's my one thing. And again, it's not even like a mean thing. It's just like I have to be like super vigilant about like the timeouts, because like those can like really like tank viewership and mess the channel up, get shit weird. And plus, it's not really even a big deal to have a mod. It's just kind of a badge of honor. I do all the work. I do all the timeouts anyway. I get pissy and shit when people time people out. I'm like, hey, motherfucker, don't do that. Because again, there's obviously you have to follow terms of service, because I think I have to kind of enforce that, or else I can get in trouble. So can't say certain words, but you can, but I'll just have to get rid of you. It is what it is. And don't spam. Other than that, there's no rules out really. Just fucking anything goes. It's fun, good times. Oh, if it's just for not showing up, do you want your mod back? I don't mind giving it back, man, because you didn't really. If that was the reason, then yeah, you can have it back if you're gonna show up again. But high school, I went to Grand Blanc. I didn't really ever play though. You don't really care. Yeah, yeah, it's not really a big deal. It's just kind of a symbol thing. It just means that you watch the channel a lot, I guess. I don't know. If I ever became a bigger YouTuber, it would mean more, because then I think I could do it'd be there'd be more advantageous reasons to have it. But right now it's not the biggest deal. Yeah, I'll give it. Fuck it. Here you go, dude. If you fuck me, I will fucking be so pissed off, dude. If you fucking time people out again, I'll never give you back a mod. But you won't get banned, but I'll never give you back a mod again. Because again, if it was just because you hadn't showed up in a while, then I always give people back their mods for that. Like Ape made, I don't know what the fuck happened with Ape. Like Space Spirit must have just like went, fuck it, and just decided to have a weird ass moment because he like timed everybody he could out. I think somebody grabbed his device and fucking went crazy on him. Like, because I think he does have like a little brother or something. But again, if that can happen, I can't give someone a mod. And I feel bad because he's a great, I like him as a viewer. He's a good kid. But you know, I can't necessarily believe that it wasn't him doing it. You know what I mean? I don't think it was him. I have no reason to believe that he would be that shitty of a fucking viewer. But yeah, that was a little weird. I'm gonna, you know, if I ever become a bigger channel, I'm gonna miss having like this close of a relationship with an audience. And it feels like this channel could be right on the verge of like teetering, you know what I mean? Bro probably got bamboozled, but it seems fair. Oh, I mean, dude, Ape's fine, and maybe eventually he can earn back his mod, but right now I can't really trust him. Like, cause that I hate when, and he won't really cop up to anything about it. If I like, cause like if I ever get to the 10,000 mark, I could wind up working with some of the bigger like sports YouTubers, cause then they'll take me serious because I have like 10K. That's a good number, you know what I mean? That's clout numbers. That's double digits, baby. I'm still surprised I've never really received any offers to collaborate with anybody except Amir. It's always been like the weirdest like thing. I'm like, huh. I feel like I sit in kind of like a oh yeah, it's hard to get going, dude. It's so hard to get going. Oh man. I'm doing pretty good. Like there's a part of me that also thinks that I should start broadening my content just a little bit. But also that part of me is like, football season's just about to start. We'll deal and then baseball. Like I just don't really know like what I would want to talk about. Like my other interests is like writing. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I'm very much like writing. And I like reading about new philosophies every so often. And trying to figure out how I can incorporate those into stories. You know what I mean? Like right now, like with the absurdism and learning about what that is and reading some of Camus stuff and like the myth of Sisyphus and trying to make like kind of like you know how that was like a response to Kierkegaard. It's kind of like a like it's like there's like an extending conversation almost in philosophy with like guys like Kierkegaard and then fucking Camus kind of responded to that with like the myth of Sisyphus. And I kind of want to write like my own little like convolute, like it's very convoluted and, you know, self-aggrandizing and kind of faggy, but it's also kind of like, you know, I think I'm a decent writer. Obviously I'm getting pretty far with this writing thing. Like I like, but again, you know, it's a good story about a guy who gets kind of like has this like unfortunate just a regular guy gets a curse inflicted upon him where everything he touches just kind of melts away and goes and vanishes. So he has to kind of deal with that. And then as he's having this like freak out about why he had this curse happen to him, he's like fucking, you know, things are disappearing and he's like there's chaos happening around him. Everything is going bad. But like his girlfriend comes running at him and is like, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" She's freaking out, having like a bad moment about it too. You know, not like, and she accidentally touches him, so she died. Like, she's gone. And like that's like a pivotal moment, because after that happens, like he fucking has like he breaks from reality and goes and sits on like he's gonna break and then go sit in the woods, and then he has to contemplate, you know, whether or not he's gonna kill himself. Um, because like why not just go like this with the, because like, and then as he's sitting there going, well, I should probably just fucking delete myself from existence, and he's sitting there and the people are coming to like kill him from the village, or but like the people from the village are coming to see him for an unknown reason, and you never know why they actually at first were coming there to see him and to confront him while he was sitting out in the woods. They just see him with his arms out like this because he's about to touch his head, but they don't know that what they think he's doing is he's like, I'm gonna just sit here and never touch anything again. So they start like bringing him sacrifices. They start bringing him foods and like luxurious goods. I mean, all of it goes away and it's all in waste, but he can actually like eat the food and stuff. Like that doesn't go away. I don't know. But I haven't figured out the finer details, but like the basic of the plot is, so basically instead of killing himself, he becomes like worshipped as like this deity amongst the village people that are terrified of this guy who might try to kill them if they don't appease him, because he can make things disappear with his magic touch. Like it's like one of them things where it starts off as like a curse, and like it's a very positive ending. Like it's like, obviously you shouldn't kill yourself and you shouldn't kill other people. That's like the central message of the story. These village people probably were never going to kill that guy, and then they see him going like, I'm never going to touch anything again, never harm anybody, but he was actually going to kill. There's a lot of complications to the plot there. Again, I haven't written this yet, but yeah, it turns him into a god, basically. He basically is seen as death and is worshipped as a living death. And I think that's I think that works in line with an absurdist ideology, right? Where instead of the people killing this thing, that kills them, they let it live because it would be wrong to kill it. Like it's like the weirdest, like it makes no sense why they would keep him alive. And of course he'd stay alive. He's being worshipped as a god. He even knows he probably should kill himself. He's like, well, this sucks. This is the worst thing that could ever happen. It's gonna be it's a dark story, but it's very positive. But it's also kind of it's a very thinly veiled shot at religion. Like it's just like, well, how do we know that's not how religion started? Some guy did something, everybody just, but like it's not really, like it's not even a shot at religion. It's just kind of just the idea of absurdism. I just got to iron out a few parts of the finer parts of the plot, you know what I mean? Because I haven't written it yet. It's still in my head. I think it's about a 6 out of 10 story. It's a short story. It's only gonna be 5 to 10 pages. Could be longer. Probably won't be much longer than that though. See, the thing is, like, I naturally write like poetry, so shifting into short fiction is always fucking difficult for me because I tend to write in short sentences, and I can write a fucking plot in like fucking 4 stanzas. One of my actual like writing abilities is the fact that I'm a very talented narrative poet, right? Like I can take like 3 or 4 words. I can tell a story in like 3 lines in a poem, right? Like I'm very good at like even haikus. I could tell full stories. I can like create a plot with characters and shit. I can utilize forms very well to tell stories, like with the structure of the poems. Like there's these poems called triolets for let me triolet. Like I did a here have a good night, Preston. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. All right. The Trio Lay is a short poem of 8 lines with only 2 rhymes used throughout. The requirements of this fixed form are straightforward. The first line is repeated in the 4th and 7th lines. The second line is repeated in the final line, and only the first 2 end words are used to complete the tight rhyme scheme. Thus, the poet only writes 5 original lines, giving the Trio Lay a deceptively simple appearance. A B A B A A B. So basically, this is basically what a triolet is. And this I wrote how great my grief, my joys, how few, since it was my fate to thee, have these slow years now brought to view, how great my grief. I basically wrote a trio, like a series of triolets, 3 of them, and it was like all of them matched in like it was very it was called it was a tragedy in 3 parts, right? That was the idea of it. I basically it was a very political poem because the nature of triolets they tend to lean a little bit political, or at least they did in France for a while. So I wrote it about an anti-vaxxer, right? Like someone who just denied like the actual existence of COVID. And I wrote I wrote 3 different triolets, and all of the I used the same like rhyme the lines to like in all 3 of the same parts, and it was very well done. It was really well done. Yeah, I'm probably somewhere in the middle. My fiction, you can tell with my fiction it gets convoluted because I just start because like I write very good short stories. Like I'm better at like a flash fic. If I was to ever publish anything, it would probably be like I'm obviously gonna try and publish like a book of poems. I've got this epic poem thing I want to do. Probably more script writing is probably what'll happen. If I ever really get into serious like anything, or I'll just convert poems into plays and shit, which is more or less what I'll probably wind up wanting to do. Could very well see myself writing a musical or a play, but I'm not very good at writing songs or music. Well, the music part, the lyrics, I'm very good at writing song lyrics. I could actually probably have a career in writing songs. I'm actually very, 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 very good at writing catchy songs. It's one of the most annoying little like, you know, 2.5 Men being like how like if I could play a musical instrument, I would probably be a millionaire already. Because I can come up with weird little good slogans, but I have no rhythm and no musical fucking ability whatsoever. But boy, I can come up with very like snappy little fucking jingles, man. I'm really like it's like a weird super ability I have, and I know it's like that's why I started writing. You know what I mean? Because I like just randomly started figuring out how to write. I can write good. And it was just a very and I always had the belief that everybody has a natural thing that they're really, really good at. Like everybody does. I don't think there is not one person who doesn't have at least one thing in the world that they're very like naturally like that's the thing they should be doing. You know what I mean? Like they would be very, very good at it, if not one of the top at like to do that thing. I think all people are actually like wired that way. I think that like, but I don't know. But sometimes you never find it out. Like I didn't find out I was good at writing till I was 20 years old. I just literally never knew. I had no idea. I took a speech writing class in college. It's just like a required class, and I started writing these fucking crazy good speeches, and everybody in the class was like, "Are you like are you a writing major?" I'm like, "No, I want to be a lawyer," and everyone's like, "Oh, well, Jesus Christ, you're really like," so like I could be a speech writer. Like I have these. I didn't know I could write. Literally, I just had no. I just never been. I just walked into fucking having this weird ability. And I think everybody has something like that. I've also been reading since I was like 3 years old or 2 years old. So like, I'm very literate. I pretty much I've been reading since about 2 or 3, because when my sister started kindergarten, she would come home from kindergarten, and everything she learned that day I would learn. So, and I was apparently a very good student because here I am now, I'm getting a master's degree. Yeah, it's bullshit, dude. I've been in school since I was basically 2 years old. I've been institutionalized. They've had me in their fucking grips for like 27 years at this point. I'm putting up Hall of Fame numbers for years spent in fucking the education system. When I actually think about the absurdity of how long I've been in school or like learning things from the American public education system, that's fucking insane. 22 years. Basically, since I was 2, I've been learning, or 27 years basically. Because my sister started school and she's 4 years older than me. So could even be earlier than that. I could have, basically my whole life I've been in school. Maybe 5 years I haven't been. 6 years I wasn't. That's crazy. And I'm probably never leaving this bitch. I'm probably going to try and become a professor. I don't think I'm leaving college. I don't really feel like it. College rules. I love college, man. I really don't want to graduate. It's a fucking bummer that I'm about to I fucking gotta leave again. Half the reason I went and got a master's degree is because I was like, man, I miss being in college. That shit ruled. Guess I'll have to get a PhD so I can just stick around a little longer, become a professor. Plus, it's the rewarding thing I want to do. I think being a professor would be a great job. It's that, or I'm gonna go to law school after this. Don't know. I might go still be a lawyer. I think I still kind of want to do civil rights. I think I'm smart enough to do law school, and usually, to get into a law school, I probably can get a high enough LSAT score just by taking the LSAT, and just fucking, you know what I mean, or whatever the hell the name of the test to get into law school is. And with a master's degree in English literature, creative writing concentration, I think that's like a pretty good fucking prereq to get into. I could probably get into a pretty decent law school. Still pretty undecided. I think I like the idea of still going and trying maybe becoming a lawyer. The civil rights is the move. Defend the criminals. I fucking hate prosecutors. I don't think people should go to jail for the most part, unless you're a violent person and it was pretty unjustified for the violence. You probably shouldn't go to jail. It's like that should probably be like option like Z for like 90% of crime. I would even say held 95% of crime you probably shouldn't go to jail for. Like there are way better options of dealing with criminal behavior than putting people in a cell. Again, unless it's violence. Again, then they need a timeout. It's like, well, you're a violent person. You can't be around others until you calm the fuck down. We gotta lock you away. You're fucking acting like an animal. But again, like 90% of the time though, it's like, why the fuck is this person in jail? Because they can't afford to pay a fine imposed by the court. They gotta go to jail. That seems cruel and unusual. You know what I mean? I think the idea of being able to go to prison or being sent back to jail because you can't pay a court fine is rather cruel and unusual. You've already been in jail. You know what I mean? It's like, well, just why are you charging them? It's like, what the fuck is the system? The system is bad. It's a broken system. Needs a lot of reform. Just like, what? You shouldn't be able to send people to jail for fucking court fines. What the fuck is that? You know that they don't got the money. You know that they're just gonna wind up back in jail. It's like a broken thing designed to keep people in a system. So I think that should be probably fixed. And I think bail needs to be made unconstitutional. Like I don't think that people should be denied, like literally, unless you're like accused of like a heinous murder. You should be given automatic bail until your court date. I don't understand why they make people wait in jail. Well, we busted him with 4 grams of weed, so he spent 2 months in the county jail to be charged with a 3-month sentence that he did for another 10 days and got let out on. And we fined him $6,000, and he couldn't afford to pay the $5,000 of it. So we sent him back to jail for another 90 days for inability to pay, and fined him another $4,000 because of his inability to pay the initial fine for having 4 grams of marijuana. Seems a little bit of fucking cruel. Like it seems like fucking like dipshitted. I don't know. You see how that's kind of like gaming? Like they just game the system and just keep people in forever. I don't know. That's why I don't really. That's why I got out. Like I fell out of the. When you start learning about what the justice system is, like you're like, oh man, it fucking sucks. I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. It literally made me go, damn, I really wanted to be a lawyer until I fucking had to deal with it. I probably would have been a pretty good lawyer. I probably still could be. That's what I mean. I still might go do that. I don't know. I think I'd be decent. I'd be a defense attorney or a civil rights attorney anyway. And, you know, constitutional law and whatnot. I think it's important. I like the Constitution. I think it's a good document, but I think I don't like the strictness people have with it. I think you can interpret the document pretty loosely. I'm pretty sure there's like the founding fathers even wrote in there that the bitch could be interpreted pretty loosely, and it should be kind of reviewed every so often. But you know, some people have their own views. I guess they're valid. So it's a solid document. There isn't much that really needs to be changed with it. The 13th Amendment should probably be, you know, reworked. And if you're wondering why, it's because it still permits slavery under the fact that if you're a prisoner, you're allowed to be a slave. So you got to remember that one. Isn't that that one's the craziest one, right? That slavery's still allowed in the United States. If you're a prisoner, you're a slave. And that's why prisons and fucking can basically just do whatever they want with prisoners. That's why they literally are considered like slave labor. That's like my favorite part of like when you learn about like when people say we need to fix some of the 13th Amendment. Why? Because you think slavery, what's wrong with it? It's like, go read the part about what happens when you go to jail. Oh shit, they didn't, okay, oh. And then they keep you in there with a bunch of bullshit fines that you can't afford to pay, so you get kept in there, and then you see it, like, that's why the system is bad and broken and fucking shitty. You know what I mean? Because if you get into a little bit of trouble and you don't have a lot of money, you could be fucked for years. Like, just like literally just because you can't afford shit. And they don't give a fuck. They're like, well, you're going back to jail. Couldn't afford to give us your money. It's like, well, I wanted to eat. They're like, we don't give a fuck. You dared to have fun. You got intoxicated. So it's like, oh god damn. Broken ass system designed to keep people, designed because slavers need slaves. It's Really, why the broken? That's why the U.S. prison system is so broken. Is because it's basically the only way that those fucking slavers can have their slaves still. I bet you a lot of them creepy ass private prison owners are like fucking descendants of slave owners and shit, and that's why they defend their fucking private prisons with their lives. Ugh, what a dirty app! What a dirty, dirty, dirty business that is. One day, well, you know, you can only hope that one day it'll get fixed. Probably not though. Because with money, it just goes away. You just pay off the fine and you're done. The system's, you know, the system works when you got money. You know what I mean? It's actually a beautiful. That's like the saddest thing about it is like, god damn. If the country could function the way that it does for rich people, for the poor, this would literally be. It would be, and it used to do that, and it's starting to again. It's starting to kind of be a little bit better, for the average person now. But man, if if it was just like just as easy for the poor as it was for the ultra wealthy, it'd make the world so much. You know, just like with the amount of with the amount of grace and room and wiggle room given to the super wealthy. Like if we extended that same grace and like, oh, he's just, you know, young and made a silly mistake to a poor kid in a bad neighborhood who did a similar like crime, we look at him and go, well, he's a violent fucking piece of shit. And but like, you know, we look at the situations of like, well, like why are like if we could see them as the same as two kids who just made, because it is the same thing, two young kids making a mistake. For some reason, we think like worse of the poor. I think we need to stop doing that. We need to stop sucking rich people's dicks. That's basically my message. Because that rich person has really no reason to be committing crimes. They're just being a piece of shit. The poor person, also while being a piece of shit, there might actually be a lack of material conditions causing him to commit crimes in his life. Like, whereas with the rich guy, what is he lacking that where he needs to be criminal? You know what I mean? Like, what is the necessity of his crime? He's just being, you know, he just got fucked up and decided to drive or something. Maybe the other guy got arrested for shoplifting, you know, but he stole some, maybe he stole a nice pair of shoes too, you know, maybe it was a little unnecessary, but mainly it was food and some nice new Jordans or something. It's just weird, you know, it's fucking, like, that's clearly a crime of, like, sure, the shoes were unnecessary, but, like, the food, I don't know. People get really mad about, like, shoplifting crime. Like, well, that's clearly a crime of necessity. But like they like hand wave off like kids like drunk driving and shit if they make a young mistake, and it's like, well, why are you hand waving off someone actually just making criminal decisions and being an asshole versus someone who's probably making a decision that they don't really want to make or have to do? I don't know. I just feel like people just naturally just don't like the poor. Don't know why. Everyone's closer to being a fucking bum on the street than they are to ever being Jeff Bezos. So I don't know why people suck the dicks of people like that. Class solidarity. That's what we need. There's way more of us than we can just take all their money. What are they gonna do? Beat us all up? Like, what? I mean, like, honestly, if not saying that we, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. What's up, Daniel? Where's your mod at? Is that even actually you? I'm just fucking actually just rambling at this point. Suggestion: what would Jeff Bezos do if we just cornered him and we're like, give us all your money? I'm good, man. How are you doing? I'm probably about to start to wrap her up. We've been live for like 2 hours and 10 minutes. I just realized it's almost 1 o'clock by my time. It would be pretty funny though to just kind of like corner him up. Be like, hey, what are you gonna do? Give us some money. Give us all your money. Like, gets scared and runs away. Pix video is doing pretty good. It's already at 270 views. Not bad, not bad. Stream tonight. What do we do? 120 views. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Especially for a stream that started so late. 16 likes, pretty solid. It's all right. It's all right. And it was a good stream. Probably go for like another few minutes here. Well, looks like nobody wanted to join the stream. I'm dipshimming out on the on that. Let's see what else cool's happened lately. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't really have too much else to talk about. I'm pretty well tapped. If anyone else has anything, I guess we could talk about it for a little bit. But you know, it's literally 1 o'clock by my time, so I'm getting pretty tired. I'll probably be asleep in the next hour. But yeah, so I'm surprised there's actually a decent amount of people here right now. All right, I guess that's pretty much good then. I've just been kind of rambling, so I think I'm good to end. Oh, plus I haven't really moved much in 2 hours, and I'm getting stiff. And we did good on the likes too. I'm impressed. We actually almost hit 20 likes, and I never really expect to get that many likes on these sort of like really late random streams. I like didn't even really put much planning or like much notice behind this, so I don't know if, and I don't think any notifications went out for it. So it did pretty solid. Did pretty solid tonight. Appreciate that, everybody. Pix video is doing great. It's already at 40 likes. Holy shit. I guess saying that in the beginning of the video actually does make a difference. That's pretty fucking crazy. I guess there's reasons why other YouTubers do it. Don't know why I was fighting doing that. But I always had the philosophy that I feel like I shouldn't do it, but it's also like, if I just get it out of the way early and apologize, then, you know, and make it kind of funny, then I can get away with it. Because again, the likes actually really do help like the videos perform better. Like it's like a thing. Like any kind of interaction the video gets, it helps it perform, and pushes it up. And so it really does just help out the YouTuber just to press the like button really quick. Trust me, I go through all I do is basically like, whenever any of you motherfuckers are uploading stuff, I'm literally one of the likes on it. So just know that. And that'll pretty much start to end it for me. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. It was a fun stream. It was nice first stream back. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be live. We'll be live again tomorrow. We'll probably do week 2 preview stream. We'll finalize what kind of picks we have, kind of just go over our final like looks at everything. You know, just kind of see if we changed our mind or if anything is like major happened. Some players aren't playing, or, you know, we'll kind of, you know, just kind of preview week 2. And then Sunday, of course, we'll be covering the Patriots and Steelers game, and then Sunday Night Football, which is the Bears and Packers, I believe, this week. Yeah, Bears and Packers, and then Monday night we might be covering the Minnesota Philly game depending, because I have class till like 9:30 or 9:20 or something like that. So I don't know if I'll be able to cover Monday night. I might not be able to do Monday nights this year. So my plan on Monday nights is to come home, like watch the end of Monday Night Football, and then kind of do like a week 2 recap, like a weekly recap of the week before we head into week 3 pick'em. You know what I mean? Kind of it like flows really nicely. My plan, you'll see my plan play out this week. It'll actually work because my shit's not broken, and I can log into my account. So the new schedule is basically like, Monday is Monday night. Like we watch basically whatever's left of Monday Night Football. Then we kind of recap week 2, the week. Then Tuesday I upload the picks video. I'm not going to stream on Tuesdays. That's just going to be a day off for me. It helps me with school and like gives me like time to like work on stuff. Wednesday we'll do NFL Weekly News. Thursday it's kind of we'll do Thursday Night Football. I could be a little late for that because again, class. No, wait, I have class till 6 something. So yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. Fridays are wild card. I could do a gaming stream. I was going to do a gaming stream, but then I kind of just was like, fuck it. I just kind of want to just talk. I didn't really feel like playing a game. But I have a bunch I might game tomorrow night too. Or I might do 2 streams. It's been a while since I've done one, but I might do an afternoon stream tomorrow. Where I like play Madden for a while or something. You know what I mean? Like it's been a while since I did one of those kind of like just random middle of the day gaming streams. So I might do that tomorrow and then like do like a if I get enough of my work done really, really fast, I'll probably bust out a stream really quick to just kind of break off some tension and just so I don't go crazy. All right. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you when I see you next. Have a good rest of your night. Peace out. Go Lions, go Tigers, and go Patriots. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.